Alright, welcome back to the channel. I've been away for like a hot minute, straight up. I just didn't feel like playing Final Fantasy 14 PvP. And, my PvE team is in the chill mode right now. We're going to be preparing for the ultimate, so that's probably when I come back for Final Fantasy 14. In the downtime, I've been playing World of Warcraft. I heard this game was good. So I'm just going to... So I don't know if I'm gonna resub again because I got it for the WoW tokens and shit, and I got 3 days left. So if you're like a Final Fantasy 14 player, let me give you the review about this game. I've been playing it, this new expansion, for like a month now. Total time played is 6 days basically. So this is really like a tourist impression. It's not my main game. First things I have to say about this game is that a lot of the stuff, features, you're gonna have to learn to like add it in yourself. There's this thing like, if you have some difficulty with ACT and you think ACT is cheating or whatever, let me tell you, man, everything in WoW, like, you gotta get a weak aura for it. My healers in CC get a fucking thing that screams it. This guy uses this cooldown, get a thing that screams it. This guy, though, get a thing that screams it. Everything, Dragonflight dungeons, look at all these mechanics, So if you have a problem with, downloading external add-ons to make the game easier for you, like, right at the gate, you're gonna have a problem with this game. But other than that, I think the video game itself is better. Let me just put my stats here. So there's SoloQ, there's 2v2, and there's 3v3, and I've mainly just been playing SoloQ. So the first thing about SoloQ is, nice thing about this game is that, well, it's not, I don't know if it's nice or bad, but it is different, is that, so instead of there being like one ninja, there's like 3 versions of the same DPS. And some classes, like, this could be a tank on the other character, this could be like a tank or a healer, it could be like DPS, tank, healer. But for this class, it's DPS, DPS, DPS. They're all DPS. They just play differently. And because they play differently, you have different brackets. So I just started playing this thing called Outlaw, and this is my rating. It's like super trash. But if I go to the subtlety one, which is the one I was playing before, it'll be higher. And I'm gonna talk about that for a second. So this is the rating I got. Yeah, my win rate this week is terrible. Overall win rate would have been really good, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then we go to the good one. This is the fucking not fucked one. And then you have like it's a much higher rating and super great win rate. I didn't play it this week though because it's like so busted, so I've just been playing the other ones. Basically, the one thing about this game, whether you like it or not, is that the developers are heavily invested in their video game. And whether you believe me or not, I'm of the opinion that Final Fantasy devs don't really care about their video game. So when they make that joke like, oh, do these developers even play their own game? It's like, that's you, man. Like, when you leave the game for like several months on ends, and then like finally the big patch comes out and it's like 2 moves got changed and cover guard is still in the game, and like it's like so pointless. Each patch notes that you read in Crystalline Confluence is as inconsequential as the last one. It's incredibly barren and poor. Whereas if you look at the WoW thing, it's like every fucking week there's like new balance changes. Like, boom, balance changes, hot fixes. Look, hot fixes on December 22nd, then hot fixes on December 21st. So within 1 day they patched it, and then hold on, we go back. It's like blah 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 blah. There's some news, and then boom, more hot fixes, December 20th. So one day there was a patch, and then boom, again, hot fixes again, 19. So think about it, you got a patch on the 19, you got a patch on the 20th, a patch on the 21, you got a patch on the 22, boom 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 boom, shit's getting fixed, shit's getting nerfed, shit's getting buffed, blah blah blah, ability this got increased, da da da. And it's like, whether or not you like it or not, it's there. It's there. These guys actually play their own video game. They actually changed it when shit's fucking busted. Like, oh, we fixed this, we do this, like blah blah blah. This is like news or whatever. I don't care about mouse. Who the fuck cares? But like Final Fantasy, like if you look at FF14 Crystal Conflict patch notes, like there's nothing there, man. There is nothing there. Like job changes. Like what were the job changes? Plus 20 And oh, and this took forever. Oh, this is PvE. This isn't even PvP. It's like you got the same thing as before. It's like, congratulations, you got the same exact thing as last time. Oh, that's another thing. In this game, because I got high rating, it's not high rating. Okay, people are gonna be like, oh, bro, that's not even high. Listen, bro, I installed the game like 2 weeks ago. Okay, because I got this rating, I unlock, you know, I get a whole fucking glamour set. Look, this is no longer this is like, you only get this if you are, you know, we'll call it like Platinum 5. That's like, you gotta be Platinum 5 at least to get this shit. And you know, that doesn't exist in Final Fantasy anymore. Like, the shit in Final Fantasy is like, if you just play, you get your little cookie points, and everyone gets to have the same shit at the end when you complete the Fortnite battle pass that they put in that shit. Anyway, this is not supposed to be like a hate vid. There's a lot of things about World of Warcraft that I don't like either. I don't think the PvE is that interesting, and that's not to say that I haven't tried it. Like, I did play PvE, and I did like a +10 of each dungeon just to give it a try. This is the PvE characters, Demon Hunter. I think on this character, let me see. I think on this character I have some PvE done as well. But anyway, I don't really like the PvE that much. I think the fact that the jobs don't really have rotations. They have like every class is like a Realm Reborn bard. It seems like it's like you have like these random buttons and then shit procs, and you have to press the proc, you have to maintain a buff, you have to do this, but there is no like direct rotational class in the same way that like you have the Oppo GCD into the Twin Snakes or the True Strike into the Demolish or the Snap Punch. You know, there's no like rotational GCDs. It's different. I don't think it's that cool. I think it's kind of boring. And also like the fact that like if you come in without the mechanic solver add-on, you're just gonna grief. Like, I remember I was playing week 1 in PvE. And I just died over and over again. I don't know why. And then, you know, when you get this thing, where is it, deadly boss mods, this is like cactpot in Final Fantasy. It just like flashes on the screen, oh, you have to do this, you know. So it's like, you know, if you don't get that, you're just gonna grief. If you want to play PvE, you could. It's not that. It's like mid. I don't think it's terrible. Some people think it's like the worst thing ever. Oh, it's trash or whatever. I don't think it's that crazy. It's mid, but it's like whatever. It's fine. One thing about, so this is like the FF logs, but for PvP. And you know, really the main reason why I'm playing this game is for PvP. You know, I don't particularly care about PvE. I'm gonna go back and do ultimate rating. I think ultimate rating is probably the best PvE encounter design that you can get in any video game. As far as PvP goes, so remember when I was gassing up the devs, I was saying, oh, like, oh, they play, they do this, they do everything. You know, that comes at a cost. So like, if your class is previously good, you know, if your class is good, it might start being bad, you know, and then you're gonna start losing. You know, oh, but a good player will adapt or whatever. It's like, yeah, of course, you know, like if this was my main game, you know, I would sit here and adapt and do adjust it and shit. But you know, just like how you're happy when like some shit gets nerfed that's not your class, maybe your class will get nerfed. And you know, these guys nerf everything. I wish I could find like some patch notes that were like class tuning, weekly maintenance, you know. So it's like, this class is doing badly on the leaderboards, so we give it more damage. And then this class is doing too much damage, so we give it less damage. And then, you know, this class, we do this, we give it more, we give it less, we give it more, we give it less. And you know, like, this is like this is a maintenance on December 20th. So you remember, it was like December 20th, December 21st, December 22nd. There's always like shit coming out. And then, you know, then they have PvP specific, and it's like, oh, reduced by 10%, you know, increased by 20%, does this, you get more mana, blah, blah, blah. This thing does less damage, does more damage, you know. Oh, this does less damage, oh, da-da-da. So one thing about the classes I was playing is, you know, it kind of nerfed by like quite a bit with this 30% reduction. And this was like the adaptation, because before there was another build that got nerfed. And that's actually very interesting, because like in WoW, what's this guy, Palomar One Shot Rogue. In WoW, it's like no, this is not the right one. Palumbo. That's not it either. But in WoW, it's like a YouTuber will make like I don't know this guy, but like he makes like a rogue, he makes like a rogue guide, you know, and then it's like super big damage. And what's the big point of the damage? The big point of the damage is gonna tell you it's this part. It's this part of the tree. This is the huge part of the damage. And then, you know, lo and behold, like after his video, it's like the first thing they do is they nerf that. So where is it? Rogue. It's been so long, you know, it's just been so fast. Echoing, reprimand, nerf. Let's see, spell nerf. Is there a nerf? Can I find a history? I can't find the history. Oh, here it is. Aha. So this was December 6th. Where is it? Yeah, so can you imagine like in Final Fantasy, like if Yoshi P saw cover guard on the first fucking video and he was like, oh shit, that's busted. You know, this shit was released what, 4 weeks ago? This shit was released like maybe December 2nd, and then on December 6th they are watching the video. They are watching everything that the players are watching. They are right there with you. They're like, oh shit, this shit does too much damage. We gotta nerf this shit by 30%. You know, make it do half the damage. You know, like reduce it by 30. Fuck it. And then they did it again. You know, they nerfed it again up. You know, when we went and got nerf it again by 30%. I was doing 60% less damage. Get fucked, loser. So for better or worse, I mean, look, I'm on the receiving end of the nerf, but here's the thing, I'm a tourist. I'm about to quit this game, so it's all good. But like, for better or worse, you know, the developers of WoW are actually playing their own game. They're right there with you. They're watching the same content creators you're watching. They're watching the same guides you're watching. If some sus shit comes out, they're nerfing that shit. And they're like, they're constantly, like, they got a pulse on this game so strong. It's like annoying, but I respect it, because it's like, you know, if I'm playing a busted shit and it's one-shotting people or whatever, then, you know, by all means, fucking nerf it. And, you know, it's not just me, by the way. It's, you know, this guy is like the best. I think I just looked up his name, #1, and he switched to Outlaw, which is what I'm doing. You know, that's what I'm doing now. You know, that's the move, right? This shit got nerfed, and I already played this one to like a comfortable elo, so now I'm working on Outlaw. And that's the nice thing, is that, you know, I don't need to make another character to start working on the SoloQ. If I just want to queue up, I can just play Outlaw, all good. I just play it, and it has like a separate bracket. One thing though is that one big issue actually in the long run about World of Warcraft is that like it's kind of like no social throughput. The social aspect is like dead. So actually maybe I should not talk about it specifically, but like, you know, you will go in, you know, let's say you go in pre-made groups, and this is how you would normally queue up 2v2. So you want to queue up 2v2, so you queue up this guy, you play with this guy, you play with this guy. Let's say I play with this guy, and he's so good, you know, he's great or whatever. And then like, you know, I said we add each other or whatever. 9 times out of 10, I will not play with him again. It's very strange. Like, I think I have like 10 different. My first intention was to like go through my friends list and just point them out, but that's just like a public video, so it's not worth it. Like, there are like 10 people that like you add because you win, you go win or whatever, and then they just like disappear, or like there's no like, you know, coming from Final Fantasy where I'm used to like the static, like the 8-man group that like keeps running the same thing. It just doesn't seem to be like the same case. People just fucking leave, or in the case of PvE, it's actually egregious. I think I have a clip here where this dude just fucking left the dungeon because the tank does something stupid. Let me see if it'll load. If it doesn't load, it's whatever. Like, I've never really seen like at a high performance level where people just fucking quit. If things don't go smoothly, you know, I only accept smooth experiences. I can't have any difficulty in my video game. Boo-hoo. It's like a very different kind of mentality. I've never seen it before. Let me see if it's here. Oh, here it is. So yeah, like, yeah, I would say something happened here. Like, the group failed, and then this dude right here just instantly went offline. Just instantly. He didn't even leave the party. He just fucking logged off. Like, all right, bro. And then this dude is like, how did this happen? I was like, yeah, well, you know, you pull with the healer dead, like I would also give up. Like I really don't, you know, like, but you see, I'm like chill about it. Like I would also leave because you're playing poorly or whatever. But it's like you don't really experience that. People usually do like the 3-try rule. Usually my experience in Final Fantasy is like the 3-strike rule. If you fuck up 3 times, then people start leaving. But this guy just like instantly peaced out, and that is quite common. That's the only one I have on video, but that is very common. So I would say the human beings playing this game are very strange. You're gonna have to accept that. Like the people playing this game are just not all there. They're like a little bit cooked in the head, but that's okay. And you know, it's their playground. If you want to participate in their playground, you're gonna have to do like the Romans do. You're gonna have to be like them. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna continue. You know, I'm out in 3 days. You know, I'm visiting. I got my shit. I'm out. PVE once again is like it's not particularly amazing for me. I couldn't imagine this being my main game and just doing Mythic Plus all the time and like the raid like 20 people and having to like rely on 20 people to show up and shit, and then the Mythic Plus is just like all pugging, so it feels like there is no real like team building or team cohesion, which is kind of like a big thing that I like, you know, in Final Fantasy. Is like getting static and, you know, you all agree to meet up on this time and you work together and shit. Now you could say there's an angle for that if you could manage to find a consistent 2v2 partner or a consistent 3v3 team, then yes, it would also be the same. But just based on my timeline, maybe I'd have to play the game longer for this to be the case. Overall, I would say a lot of the historical problems of World of Warcraft, like the World of Warcraft memes that you hear about, like, oh yeah, I don't want to spend 10 million years grinding to play the game. I'm happy to tell you it's not the case. Basically what you do is you just do the casual PvP. You do the casual PvP, gives you this currency, and the currency is this one, the honor. And then basically, you know, you could do this while leveling. It's like leveling with front lines. So, oh, there is a main story quest, but like your first character is always gonna have a main story quest. So you do the main story quest. The story is like whatever. I'm not interested in the World of Warcraft story. And then you buy like a full set of gear with 15,000 honor. Okay, and then this gear that's it. You're good to go. Now you could get more upgraded gear, but like it kind of literally doesn't matter. I have some more upgraded gear, but that's because this is like a game. This is like I'm actually playing the game, you know. But if you just started, you know, like the variability is like a 10% difference. Like here's my super giga. Oh yeah, I got like the super giga upgraded dagger in my offhand because I'm playing outlaw, which needs a main hand sword. So, you know, it's like if you read the green text here, it says up increases item load to 411. So basically everyone like has the same amount of you know, stats in arena, which is good because I mean that's how it is. That's how it should be in every fucking game. You know, in Final Fantasy, you literally just queue up with glamour items and it doesn't matter. So, WoW is finally up to speed. I remember before it was like you had to do this, you had to get the Kyrian legendary for this, and you had to get this thing, you had to get the epic drop from the dungeon. You put that, you craft it into a belt or a bracer because it's so good and it really makes the whole game. It makes your class work, all that shit. That's cancer. They finally removed that. Basically, all your key abilities and shit just come from here. You just put points into them and then boom. And then even here, it's like you don't even have to be smart. I literally just look up. You just go to rank 1, rogue, boom. You just copy it. You know, like you go to this one. It's like, oh, maybe this guy's playing outlaw. He's not playing sub anymore. So, oh, what am I going to do? You just go to the next guy, the other guy, rank 1, rogue, subtlety. You just press, you copy, paste his shit, and then you just fucking play it, you know? It saves you the hassle. You don't have to think about it. God bless. That it was not like that before. You had to go get, like before it was like, you have to get this crafted with finality, and finality drops from the raid boss, and you have to get the raid boss, but then you need to also get the Torghast cinders, and then you have to turn this pants into the cosmic flux pants and do this and do that, and yeah, just shoot me. but now it's just chill. It's just very chill. You can play the game at any time, which props to them. PvE wise, it's also the same case. There's a lot of crap, and I say crap because I never really enjoyed this type of gameplay loop, but there's a lot of stuff you could do in the open world that gives you max level gear, or like starter pack max level gear. It's not like Savage. It'll give you like you know, your crafted set. You know, like in Final Fantasy, you start with the crafted set, and then you get the tomes set, and then you get the Savage set. So you can get your tomes gear in this game. It comes from like random shit in the overworld. Like if you do this thing here, like this random fate, it could have like a big dick weapon. You know, that's happened before. Or you could complete this. This is also like another community event. These are all fates, basically. It's like big fates. So you do a fate, and then the fate could give you a weapon. It can give you a chest piece. It can give you whatever. There's also like hunting in this game. So you open up the pre-made shit, you know, and you type in fucking rares, and then boom, you just do the rares, man, blah blah blah, and they'll give you like huge dick weapons that are sometimes they're like stronger than the shit that you can get in the fucking dungeon. Like let me log on to my PvE character. This one I just play like dungeons on this. I don't PvP on this one at all. And yeah, the game's fine. I would say this game would probably not keep me for a long period of time, just because like there's really no friends. It's just weird. Like even when you have people on your friends list, they're only there for like a very niche purpose. So like even when you look around, there's like no one around, you know. And like you know, like it's kind of weird, but I've just gotten used to like seeing people in my game. Like, you know, when I pull up here, you know, and I pull up in the main city, right? And you know, like let's say this is like fucking you know, this is like the Wolves Den, and then you would see like, oh, you know this guy, and you recognize this guy, and like, hey yo, what's up, homie? And he's standing over there. Like, hey yo, what's good? He's standing over there. You like walk up and talk and shit, and it's like that makes the multiplayer aspect, you know. But here it's like I just got a bunch of advanced NPCs. I don't know any of these guys. It's like weird. Like I never seen them before in my life, you know. Let me see. What did I came on this character for? Yeah. So like, oh yeah, like this shit came from like an overworld thing, and let me see what else. Yeah, this came from like doing dailies. You know, you get this one from doing dailies. This is like the reputation. You know, it's like you grind a repetitive, boring task, and you get reputation. And when you get like reputation, you can get big items. You know, you can get like a nice item. It's something whatever, you know, who cares. You know, if you want to do that, that's your shit. If that's your shit, if you like slow progression and like consistency, you can do that. I hate that shit, to be honest. I didn't enjoy this at all, but this is a subjective part of the video, so no, I'm not gonna talk about it too much. But like, yeah, I hate reputation, everything about reputation. In Final Fantasy, I do not fuck with reputation either. I just want to make that clear. Like, I do not have the Moogle dance. I don't have the fucking what's that shit, the turtle dance. I don't have the Namazu shit. I don't have any of that. Why? Because the idea of reputation makes me want to shoot somebody, and I hate reputation. So I hate it in Final Fantasy. I hate it here. I'm just keeping it fair. Okay, I fucking hate reputation. So as a Final Fantasy player, should you play World of Warcraft? Probably yes. For the gameplay fun of it, but you know, it is not really a multiplayer game, and this is a very important emphasis that I have to put. Like, you know, I do not have like a consistent group of people that I play this game with. I have some, you know, whoa, okay, maybe I need to fucking edit that out. But there's you know, there is like discords that you can join, but they're not exactly the same as like yeah, it's just different. It's just very strange. It's like weird, but you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So it's all good. And yeah, that's my review. Yeah, it's all right. And who knows what's next for me? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this fucking channel. If you're watching this shit You know, I am gonna post videos of some kind. I don't know what the fuck it's gonna be. It could be Final Fantasy. It could be Final Fantasy PvE actually, maybe. When there's also like a new patch for Final Fantasy PvP. Apparently they're adding a new map. Yeah, I'll check that shit out. So hey, see how it goes. And catch you later in the next one. Peace.